Okay, so we've come all the way round with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, and we've left this gap here which is just big enough for me to pop my hand into, in fact plenty big enough. Before I turn this, it's very tempting now to turn this right sides out and see how the scarf looks, but before I do that I'm just going to take this back over to my ironing board and again go round in a circle and press that seam open and flat. And although it's a bit time consuming, it just will make sure that it all looks lovely in the end. So I've given that a press and I'm now ready to turn it right sides out. And this is the best part, because you finally get to see your sewing come to life. So, and this fabric is my #1 best-selling fabric, the Peacock Viscose. You can make lots of gorgeous things with this. So lovely, the colours are really rich. Wonderful. So there's my scarf. So you can wear it either with your peacock side showing or with your gold gauze side, or you can kind of twist it around so you've got a bit of both. And there is one last stage which we need to do, and here it is. You need to find where your gap is, and whilst you're at your ironing board you can give that a little press to help you. But what you're going to do is you're going to put a few clips or pins there to close that, and then you're going to just stitch to close that along the edge. Now for this I don't hand stitch, I just use my machine again. It's not really going to show up because, you know, once you're wearing your scarf, you're not going to be able to see this. If you wanted to, you could hand stitch it closed. You could do a ladder stitch and just sort of hand stitch that closed, that area. But I think for this one, you're not going to really see it. So I'm just going to have pinned that closed or clip that closed, and I'm just going to stitch just along the edge and do a back stitch at the beginning and the end, just to close that gap, and that's my scarf finished. So let's do that one last stage and try the scarf on. I hope you really enjoyed today's sew along. What's happened here? Oh, I come unplugged. Okie dokie. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that right under there. I'm going to put it underneath just before I get to my gap. Lower the needle into the machine, a few back stitches, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing there is I am just sewing right along the edge here. To close the gap. I have seen these snoods or scarves which people have told me about, where you can actually put a little pocket in there and hide things, like fabric shopping receipts for example. But I'm keeping it simple today, and I'm just I'm not going to do a pocket in this one. The gold bits are just foil print, so your needle's quite happy to sew over the top of them. A few back stitches at the end, and we're finished. I'm going to trim off those spare threads later, but there you go. It's just a little seam there. I don't think it's too obvious, especially not once you're wearing your scarf, because it's all going to be scrunched up anyway. So let's try it on. And here is our finished scarf with the double gauze on one side and the print on the other. And this really is a lovely soft scarf, and you can wear it with the gauze side showing, with the print side showing, or you can sort of double it over and So nice and soft. Lovely, and I just love these colours together. I'm so pleased with this one. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today. I hope I've inspired you to get sewing. It really is easy. One step at a time, you can totally do it and make something really, really fabulous today. Kira and I have loved having you. Have you noticed Kira sat here throughout the sew along? Cats always seem to find you when you're doing craft, don't they? Yeah, so we've really enjoyed having you in our sewing space today. I hope that you've enjoyed the sew along. Do check out flyingbobbins.com for lots of other fabrics, haberdashery and sewing kits, and more coming, loads more coming this autumn season for you as well. And I hope to see you again next time for another sew along. Bye for now.